TOA community, welcome back to the channel. Robert Linkle with trainingtheolderadult.com. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk to you today about a new article that I found, Strength Training Key to Long Life. Weak muscles could be the new smoking when it comes to healthy aging. This was written November 11th, 2022 by John Anderer and was found on Study Finds. Okay, I was able to do a little search and find a couple of these in here, and this is one that really jumped out at me. So before we get into this, a little request, a favor, if you could please, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I hope you enjoy it. If this is your second time or more, just a gentleman's agreement between us and a gentlewoman's agreement between us is that if you like my content and you want to keep watching it, please hit the subscription button in terms of payment for the content, and feel free to indulge away, watch all my videos. I put in a lot of hard work to trim and cut and edit and film these and make them out there for all of you. So if you can hit that subscription button in terms for or in exchange for getting to watch all these videos, I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you. Really trying to grow this channel, and those subscriptions help a lot. All right, let's dive into it. So here's what we got. University of Michigan in Ann Arbor doing a lot of research on looking at longevity and how people are aging and what they're going through. They start off here by kind of declaring the two things. You have biological aging and chronological aging, okay? Your chronological aging is in order of your years. You're in your 10s and then your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and so on. That is chronological aging. Biological aging is basically how well your body is aging compared to your chronological number. So there's kind of an average, right, of what the average healthy 50-year-old is and the unhealthy average 50-year-old is. And then comparable there, are you kind of above or below? And they can kind of look at this and go like, biologically, you're doing a great job. You're eating well, sleeping well, you're fit. You're well ahead of your biological aging, right? You're doing a great job here. Keep doing that. You're going to live long, healthy. Your risk factors are all way down because of that. And through all of that, discovering all of that, all the things they can do for blood work and blah, 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 all that, the one they are finding is the most efficient is grip strength. This is now my third video that I've done in the last month that has referenced coming back to grip strength. Okay, it's such a good tool. And again, we're not going to talk about that the whole time, but it's such a good piece of this. Okay, so they talk about that a little bit. Then they dive into this. I thought this was awesome. Okay, according to the findings, the weaker your grip strength, the older your biological aging will get. So you could be 50, but your biological aging could be like 80, right? Because you have a weak grip strength indicator. And what they're able to do is kind of look at these averages and go, if your grip strength is within 10%, right? It's so far to the bottom that 90% of the people your age are stronger than you. That means you have the likelihood of low or high blood pressure, high cholesterol, 2 or 3 different diseases. You're on 5 or 6 different medications. You don't exercise. You smoke. They can see all of that playing the odds, right? Based on how weak your grip strength is. So I thought that was very cool. By the short, as they came in and said, simply we can do this with a couple of minutes, if that, a minute to be able to go through this test. Strong evidence of link between muscle weakness and acceleration of biological aging. The team in Michigan Medicine modeled the relationship between the biological age of grip strength among 1,274 participants, all of whom were either middle-aged or older adults. This was accompanied via 3 age acceleration clocks based on DNA methylation. I'm sure I said that right. In a process that provides a molecular biomarker and estimator of the pace of aging. Okay, those clocks were designed. They kind of dive into that a little bit, but really emphasize and look at relationships with diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, physical disabilities, Alzheimer's disease, inflammation, and early mortality. Okay, all right. So to go through all this, we know that the muscular strength is a predictor of longevity. That a weakness is a powerful indicator of disease and mortality. But the first time we have found that strong evidence and biological link between muscle weakness and actual acceleration of biological aging, says the lead study author, Mark Peterson. Okay, he's one of the doctors and one of the student and the professors here at Michigan University. This suggests that if you maintain your muscle mass muscle strength across the lifespan, you may be able to protect against many common age-related diseases. We know that smoking, for example, can be a powerful predictor of disease and mortality, but now we know that muscle weakness could be the new smoking. How cool is this? With a $35 little device, you have people squeeze it 2 or 3 times, and you're going to be able to give them a printout, if you will, a printout, where my air quotes, a printout of kind of their overall estimated, like a snapshot of their health just based off of this number, for the most part, for their age, their height, their sex, their grip strength. All of that kind of comes together and gives you an idea of here's what this person is, how they're living, and how healthy they're going to be. I just love it. I love it because it's such an easy, simple test to administer in here. It's cheap, it's easy. Anybody with hands can do it. So it's pretty awesome, right? As long as you can squeeze, you can do this test. All right, prior studies have shown that low grip strength appears to be a strong predictor of negative health events in general. Okay, we've talked about that quite a bit, that the better your strength in that shows that you have a better health, but there's also cardiovascular events now, in such as myocardial infarctions, heart attacks, okay, and your systolic blood pressure, heart disease, heart disorders, etc., chronic disease, mortality across all of these. I think this is awesome. Okay, and then moving down, whereas screening the grip strength would allow for the opportunity to design interventions to delay or prevent the onset of progressions of these adverse age-related health events. He adds, we've been pushing for clinics to start using grip strength in their clinics, and only in geriatrics has this sort of been incorporated. So we're pushing, telling everybody, hey, you should all start using grip strength as an indicator to tell people what kind of shape they're in and where their biomarkers are going. And only in geriatrics, which our industry is considered like 80 and older, okay? You're young, 50 and under. You're an older adult, 50 to about 80, somewhere in there. And then you're a frail elder, or you're in the geriatrics, or the elderly, if you want to call it, along from there. They're the only ones, and that, again, is a couple of people here and there that are doing it. However, not many people are using this, even though we've seen hundreds of publications showing that grip strength is a really good measure for health. Hundreds of them have been showing this. Okay, strength training could prevent inflammaging. This is a new word too. I really like this. Talking about prior studies tell us that chronic inflammation in aging, or inflammaging, is a strong risk factor for mortality in older adults. So being able to look at someone's inflammation done to their body, which you're going to see through arthritis, is a variation or a form of inflammation. So is neuropathy, so is gout. A lot of just general body pain overall is directly linked and related to inflammation. So some people might be putting too much sugar into their body, putting too much dairy into their body. A lot of the foods that we put into our body can cause inflammation. Lack of use and lack of mobility can cause inflammation. Overuse and overmobility work can cause inflammation. So there's a very happy and healthy medium across the board here. The right amounts for every one of these categories can really help us deliver a good, high quality product to our people that help them maximize their current status and being as healthy and as happy and as comfortable as they can be. Healthy dietary habits are very important, but I think regular exercise is the most important thing that somebody can do to preserve health across the lifespan. Let me say that one more time. Healthy dietary habits are very important, but I think that regular exercise is the most critical thing that somebody can do to preserve health across a lifespan. He concludes, we can show it with biomarkers like DNA, there's that word again, methylation age, and we could also test it with a clinic feature like grip strength. How cool, man. How cool. I loved this article. I loved the detail they went into. I loved that they had multiple different indicators based on this one kind of test that is simple, it's cheap, it's easy for everybody to use, and they're just trying to get the word out there and saying like, hey, it's not just If you have weak grip strength, it means you have weak hands. There's so much more to it than this. So much more. And I think we're getting a good opportunity now to showcase that. And I love the comparison with the biological aging and the chronological aging, and being able to look at somebody and be like, you're 55, but your body right now is 80. And can we reverse that? Let's clean up the diet. Let's add exercise into this. Let's really emphasize resistance training. Let's work on your mobility. Let's try to get all that inflammation out of your hips and your back. Let's reduce the arthritic response that your body has. Let's work through the arthritic grace period and start to improve your quality of life, both physically, emotionally, mentally, cognitively. Let's improve you across the board. How do you even start this whole discussion? Squeeze a little thing 3 times for me, and we can start having this discussion, because I'm going to be able to pretty accurately predict what type of limitations you have and where biologically your body is aging to from its current chronological standpoint. So cool. So cool. I would love to hear your feedback. Love to hear any of your questions, your comments. Hit me up down below. If you need anything that I can do for you, throw it in the comments. I am here for all my people. Happy to help. And again, thank you for helping me grow. We added like an extra 300 people since I started asking people to do it this way. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Please continue to fight your good fight against sarcopenia. Don't become a statistic. I love and appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.